Hey, what's up guys, this is MugenLord here, and today I want to talk about Starfield. Now, I've mentioned Starfield numerous of times in plenty of videos, and if you guys know me, this is not the really type of game that I would normally cover here on this channel, because I'm not really into the open world sci-fi, especially Bethesda games. Not really a big Bethesda fan or anything of a sort, but this also brings into question a lot of things that we've been talking about when it comes to the social political aspects that's been pretty much plaguing our games and causing a divide within the community and everything. And Starfield seems to be in the middle, in the midst of all of this. And I would say, I believe that Starfield may be the most controversial, or at least one of the most controversial games released in 2023. So I definitely wanted to talk about this because just recently, where we will discuss in Bounding into Comics article, is the fact is that Nexus Mods, a site that I'm really not too familiar with. I'm just really getting into PC gaming, so I haven't really been looking into mods, but it appears that Nexus Mods founder confirms that they will delist any mods that remove Pronoun Modifier from Bethesda's Starfield. Now, this whole thing, as far as pronouns are concerned, has caused a lot of controversy, and I wanted to give you my thoughts and opinions on this decision from this website to pretty much remove any mods that has anything to do with the modification of pronouns in Starfield. So before we dive into this video, I definitely suggest or advise you to hit that subscribe button and notification bell for more gaming content here on this channel. So we're going to dive into it, and I'm going to let you guys know, Starfield, I have no gripes against it. I have no ill will towards it. It's just a game that I realize, especially me as a gamer, some games just won't appeal to you. You just don't have no interest in. And Starfield was one of those games that I looked at, and I said before, it just looked generic to me. I'm not saying that it's going to be a bad game, because there's a lot of you guys out there who really enjoy Starfield, and I thumbs up to you guys. I want you guys to be able to enjoy the games that you're anticipating, despite some of the degeneracy that's found in Baldur's Gate 3. A lot of you guys enjoyed Baldur's Gate 3. Kudos to you guys. I want you guys to be able to enjoy the game that you love so much. I have no issue with that. So I don't want people thinking that I'm in here bashing Starfield or anything like that. It's because I know for a fact that this is just not my kind of game, but I want to comment and give my opinions on the aspect that, you know, outside the game itself, as far as the gameplay and stuff, but more so the social political aspect, which I've been really covering here on this channel. So let us dive right into this article from Bounding into Comics. And their article says that the Nexus Mod founder confirms site will delist any mods that remove Pronoun Modifier from Bethesda's Starfield. So it says, in escalation of the ongoing controversy surrounding Bethesda's latest release, Nexus Mods founder Robin Dark One Scott has confirmed that the popular PC game mod hosting site will work to delist any uploads that seek to remove the option for players to choose their pronouns from their own personal copies of Starfield. And this is what I want to also talk about. This is why I do find this kind of odd when it comes to this, because when it comes to modding, modding is a personal experience for you to enjoy, which I talked about in my previous video, where there was a game journalist who felt some type of way that gamers were making female characters prettier and sexier, and they felt some type of way about that. And my issue is, like, why does it matter? Because modding, especially being a PC gamer, is the best part. Is to customize your experience, and it's your own personal copy. And also, you would love to, if other people want to embrace that and experience which you enjoy, you can share it with everybody. That's the wonders of modding and the modding community. And now we have in this situation when it comes to the whole pronoun situation, because if you guys don't know, we live in a social political climate where you have certain, you know, people or certain groups who like to be identified as certain, you know, type of pronouns, be referred to as certain pronouns. And you have some people on the other side saying that no, there's only, you know, two genders and stuff like that. And you know the whole situation, you know, and you already know which side of the fence I'm on when it comes to this whole debacle. Now, the thing is, recently you had a YouTuber that goes by Heels versus Babyface. He made a big issue about the game asking you for your pronouns, and a lot of people were sharing it, calling him a man baby, saying that it's not a big deal and everything of a sort. And it really brought more awareness and controversy to the whole Starfield game. So now you have modders who feel the same way as heels versus babyface, or who are on the other side of the political spectrum, who want to remove pronouns. And as we said, modding is a personal thing, and those who want to embrace and enjoy that personal experience, would like to download those mods. And it seemed like Nexus Mods have removed that, and we'll get farther into that, in my opinion, in a second. So it says, word regarding Nexus Mods stance towards such Starfield mods was first brought into widespread attention on September 5th. The controversy of the Twitter user MetalMod903, keep going, sharing a screenshot where a now deleted post made to Starfield's Steam discussion page, wherein users Wimicod can be seen excitedly announcing that Nexus Mod would not be supporting any mods that remove pronouns. So MetalMod criticized the Starfield community cognitive dissonance in their rhetoric regarding pronoun modifier. And it says right here, Starfield community, the pronouns are just minor features that's not important, the users wrote. Nexus Mod, all anti-mods are banned. And that's what I also have to say. There's a lot of people who says pronouns is not a big deal. Why are you making such a big deal and being upset about it? But then turn around and then delete and remove any mods that allows you to remove the pronoun modifier from the game. So if it's not a big deal, then why are you going out your way to pretty much ban and abolish any mods that give players the choice to have it removed from their game for their own personal experience? You see the stupidity in that. You see the hypocrisy in that. It just doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense at all. But I digress. So, reading this, it says that Nexus website has been updated. They have made an official announcement that they will stand against transphobia and bigotry. Oh, here we go. And their platform has no room for hate. Any mods that promote this will be removed. We are winning. Starfield is groundbreaking in so many ways, socially, culturally, and economically. And that's the thing. I don't understand how removing pronouns, since you're saying it's not really a big deal, how removing pronouns from your own game and those who choose to remove it from their own game is hurting anybody else. If you want to have it in the game, that's perfectly fine. And this is what we're talking about. Rules for thee, but not for me. One side can have their own political beliefs, celebrated and plastered throughout all social media, while other people who have their own political beliefs is seen and criminalized or villainized, I would say, to look like bigots or look like people who's transphobic or anything of the sort, and is shamed for that. And this is where we're getting at right now. And then you already know right now, Nexus Mods, you already know which side of the political spectrum that they're on when it comes to this. For them to say it's not really a big deal, they're so quick to come up and defend and then abolish any mods that remove a feature that's considered not a big deal. So I digress. However, upon further inspection, MetalMod discovered the next day that the situation was less clear-cut than originally portrayed, finding that in reality, Nexus does not appear to have made a statement of declaring such a ban currently, though I am seeing a lot of conversations on the matter in Steam forums. He also noted that the original poster, Remicon, appeared to have been banned for openly admitting that in their unspecific professional life, they actively discriminated against white males. Isn't this crazy? The same people who talk about inclusivity, the same people who practice about tolerance, and being open for everybody, are the same people who turn around and does the exact thing that they claim to be against. The joke writes itself. These are the people that I keep telling you to look out for. You look out for the people who's always grandstanding. You look out for the people who's always trying to stand up and for justice and sitting on their virtual soapbox looking down on others, because they are the main people who have skeletons in their own closet, and these people get exposed every time. It never fails. I don't ever trust people who virtue signal. I don't trust them, because those are the most bigoted, should I say, and the ones who are the most hateful of them all are the ones that's going out spouting and telling you that you're the bigot and that you're the hateful one. Gotta look out for those people, man. So it looks like that Metal Man had dug some stuff up. He said, so I finally go to check up on this guy's claim once I got back from work. Nexus does not appear to have made a statement of declaring such a ban currently, though I'm seeing a lot of conversations. So yeah, he said that. So he said, also, this guy got banned. Here's probably why. So with social media left torn between the believability of the claim and the lack of any official word from the site itself, these conversations on the matter eventually caught the attention of Nexus Mod, who in turn took to the site's official forums to suggest that its administration offer clarification on this disinformation in order to avoid eruption of another controversy. Following a belief discussion amongst some of the former forum's patrons, the thread was joined by Scott, who pointed to the site's official post regarding their previous Marvel Spider-Man Pride Flag controversy and declared our policy on this sort of content is laid out in this news post, specifically paragraph 3. So continue on with this paragraph. He said, whether you continue to use our site based on this policy is entirely up to you. He concluded that locking the thread. However, pay particular attention to the second to last paragraph and last paragraph in this new post. The same applies here. The first of the cited paragraph, Scott asserts that the site's policy is thus, we are for inclusivity. We are for diversity. If we think someone is uploading a mod on a site with the intent to deliberately be against inclusivity and or diversity, then we will take action against it. The same goes for people attempting to troll other users with mods deliberately to cause a rise. For our part, we will endeavor to do a better job of moderating our site to this ethos to others. So yeah, man, this is causing a lot of controversy, and these guys are thinking that they're doing a better job by quelling this, but all it did was spark more outrage from people who feel some type of way that they removed their mods for allowing them to remove the pronouns modifiers. So he continues on to say, we don't want to and won't argue this with you. Begins the two set of paragraphs subsequently pointing to by the site's founder. We've now explained our stance, and we won't provide a platform for you to distort our position in order to feed an irrational and paranoid narrative. You can do that elsewhere. We won't care enough to read it. If this policy upsets you, they conclude, if we've broken some moral code of conduct as a business that you can't accept, then please delete your account, bottom option, and move on as we will. And that pretty much it for this article concerning this controversy with these mods. Now, this is another thing. Now, it's a company's job, or it's a website's job, or however job, to pretty much try to quell or do damage control as much as possible. But what they don't understand is when you tell your user base, tell your consumers, you tell your fans, you tell anybody of that sort to, you can go F off and go somewhere else, it never ends well for them, or they're going to feel some type of backlash sooner or later. And all this is going to do, and we keep saying this every time and again, every time they keep doing this, it's always going to be somebody out there. It's always going to be some competition out there that's going to sweep them off their feet and pull all their users or pull all their customers to somewhere else. It's all about the parallel economy. When this crowd of people try to shut you down, silence you, all people do is create another market, create another economy to go around the nonsense that's being in place right now, especially with this political climate that's going on. So as far as this is concerned, as I said before, you already know my stance on the whole pronoun thing. Now, I really wanted to add this segment to this video before I forget. It's because this whole Starfield and pronouns controversy have really made the gaming community go at each other's throats. And it really shone some light on two particular groups, the anti-woke and the woke group, which really made me realize how polarizing both groups can actually be, starting with the Heels versus Babyface video, where it was clipped, where it shows him actually responding and reacting at the fact that the game is requiring or asking for your pronouns. Now, this video has pretty much caused a ripple effect within the community, have everybody talking about it, and I believe it's also the catalyst behind the whole mods removing pronouns, and also as a response as Nexus Mods has to respond with their bans. Now, the reason why I bring this up, I know a lot of you may associate me with the anti-woke crowd because of the content that I make, and you wouldn't be wrong, because I do not like woke politics in my games, especially because I do believe that artists, developers are allowed to create the games that they want. But if it's going to sacrifice character development, gameplay, or whatever other reason that a game is supposed to be meant for, which is actually fun, than preaching to you, then no, there's no room, there's no space for it. But if you are going to add it into your games, then there needs to be some type of balance, like also adding anti-woke messages to it to counteract that, if that is the case, opposed to having the game think for you or telling you how to think. But besides the fact is that this video has caused a lot of controversy from Heels versus Babyface. Now, the thing is, being anti-woke, or the messaging behind anti-woke, is to point out some of the hypocrisy, especially in Western studios, and what these bigger companies are trying to do by interjecting these politics in our games, especially when we have a lot of young people, a younger generation coming in, and it's telling people how to think, you know. And we have a lot of social political activists who have their insecurities and have their issues, and they try to pretty much put their ideologies and force it upon the world and also the consumer base, which I do not agree with. Now, the thing is, the whole goal is to spread that message, to point it out and to call it out. And the thing is to pull people in who don't understand what's going on, more specifically the normies. A lot of them don't know what's going on, or some of them are getting a taste of it but can't find any answers or can't make any sense of it. But when you have a video like Heels versus Babyface and how explosive he was,
I love nothing more than to be dragged out at every fucking conceivable opportunity so you can fucking current day us. Sorry, did you want to get immersed in our world? Yeah, well, guess what? Fucking pronouns!
It doesn't really help the message at all, because the message will fly over people's heads. Now, I know a lot of people saying that, you know, it's much bigger than that. He's not just upset about the pronouns, and I get that. I definitely get that. But that's not the message that people will see or get or hear when they see something like this, because now this become a political weapon for the woke side to use to say, hey, the anti-woke is, like, intolerable and everything of that, because they see Heels versus Babyface in his expression. Now, what I would have done during a live stream or playing the game, record myself playing it, and then this had popped up. Me personally, when it comes to pronouns, like, you already know what my, beliefs are. And looking at that, I would just roll my eyes, suck my teeth, and just moved on. But I believe, in a sense, when it comes to this is why I say both sides can be polarizing, is because both sides, in my personal opinions, are now creating content just to create rage clicks, just to spark controversy, just to line up their pockets, or to just bring more traffic to their channel. And I think that's where the problem lies, because now it's no longer having discussion. Now it's just a heated out debate, and people are just arguing back and forth, and people are talking past one another. And in my personal opinion, Heels versus Babyface, that outrage that he have, or that passion they have shown, I don't think it was legit. I don't think it was honest. I think he drawn it up a bit. He upped it up an ante just to bring in and cause rage clicks and bring more traffic to his channel. And I think that's the wrong way to go about it, especially if we're trying to get people to understand what Western studios are doing, or what BlackRock or any of these upper echelon of elites are trying to do by interjecting in our entertainment. And I think it's the wrong way to go about it. And then you have the other side, which you had Command come in, and many other YouTubers who come in to pretty much capitalize on that. Ackman, which people started having issues with, he started addressing Heels versus Babyface, which really upset a lot of people. And a lot of people saying that now he's trying to appease to the other side. And a lot of his responses and remarks, especially on Twitter, is really people starting to see a different Ackman, or a different guy that's not the normal Ackman that people have grown to love, and people believe that he's also grifting or trying to spark outrage just for the sake of it, or trying to appease to the woke side. And this is why I believe that it's really polarizing, especially when people start pulling up some of Ackman's old behaviors and everything like that. So people are starting to see that, hey, is this a farce, or is he trying to appease to that crowd? What is going on? And as Casey, a friend of mine, she said something that really makes sense, that the woke and the anti-woke are pretty much two sides of the same coin. And I believe that there should be some balance, and I think this stuff should be called out. And I think that this is wrong, especially a person who is anti-woke. This doesn't really do good for the message. This doesn't really do good to bring people on your side or to see your point of view when you are outraged over something like this. And I will say it again, I know it probably wasn't just over pronouns, but this is the wrong way to go about it. And I think he knows that. I think that he did this just to cause a stir, just to get that rage clicks going. And many other people, as I mentioned before, you have Fritanga Plays expose Edemion, which is another anti-woke channel as well, and expose that a lot of players aren't really playing Starfield or haven't really played Starfield, and now they're jumping in giving their hot takes just to get the clicks, just to get the clicks to bring the traffic to their channel. So he exposed him for that, and it's really causing a lot of controversy. I think this may be the most controversial game of this year. Very controversial. But that's pretty much my overall thoughts and opinions on that segment of this video. I think they should have just stayed out of it and just allow that type of mod to just be up there and let people have their own choices in what they want in their gaming experience. So all people's going to do is just go other places. When you try to silence these people or you try to suppress these people, it's going to come out in other ways, and they just don't seem to understand that, and it always going to backfire when these type of situations arise. And like I said, this whole thing as far as pronouns that people don't see as a big deal, you got to understand where all of this extends from. This extends from people constantly being told that they're racist, being constantly told that they're sexist, being constantly told that they're transphobic, constantly told that they're homophobic, and people are getting tired of this. And now with these companies and what these websites, with these journalists don't understand, I'm going to repeat it again, is that this is the making of their own doing. If you constantly keep poking at people for so long, people are going to rise. There's going to be backlash. So no matter what it is, you may not think pronouns and the whole thing is a big deal to you, but it's a big deal to a lot of other people and what it means to society as a whole. And these people are now going to speak up. You can't keep stepping on people or keep talking down to people and keep putting people in boxes based on them not agreeing with your point of view and your politics. These people are going to rise up, and these people are going to make their voices known, and they're going to be more and more vocal. So the more and more you double down on it, the bigger the backlash is going to be, and they're going to have to prepare for it because it's coming hard. But that pretty much wraps up my opinion on this topic as far as Nexus Mods is concerned. There's a lot of controversy going on surrounding this. Starfield is just... wow, I didn't expect. I knew Starfield was going to make some waves, but I didn't expect it to make waves in this sense over here, And now, like, this is the talk of the conversation that's going on, and I guess we'll be updated more on this issue, and we'll see whether or not what the response and the blowback is going to be, and we'll be watching all this play out in real time. But that pretty much wraps up this video. Let me know your thoughts in the comment sections below. Have you played Starfield? If so, what are your thoughts on Starfield? Are you enjoying the game? Is the game fun for you? Overall, I definitely want to hear your thoughts. I don't know. I may pick up the game sooner or later down the line, but this is something that I just don't really have any real interest in. And this is something I said before when it came to Cyberpunk at one point, and I ended up getting Cyberpunk and enjoying it. But who knows how I may feel? But I'm gonna just wait for a little bit and just sit back and see how all this play out before I actually give the game a try. But definitely want to hear your thoughts in the comment section below. If you like the video, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button for more gaming content here on this channel. This is MugenLord, sign off. I'll see you game fiends later. Peace out.